It's Kathy and Colleen and Empowered Voices. We are here today, coming in February, to enlighten you for the new year. So I'm going to introduce myself a little bit and then we will discuss. My name is Kathi Munson. I am a psychic medium, Reiki master teacher, past life regressionist, guided meditation. I do all kinds of workshops, classes, readings, mentoring, even life mentoring. So learning mentoring and life mentoring. Um, yeah, I guess that's it because my all of a sudden it all
Yeah.
stopped. So yeah, that's it. So my website is intuitivecat.com. My email, we clearly can email us at empoweredvoices@gmail.com, or you can email me at intuitivecat@gmail.com. And I'm going to pass it to Colleen Lemma, who will introduce herself.
Hello, everybody. So glad to be here. February 2026. We'll discuss in a moment why we missed January. But I am an intuitive reader. I could almost say ditto, to what Kathy said, except for I'm not a medium per se. So I do intuitive readings. I use a combination of like Akashic records, astrology, the astrological blueprint, the name vibration, connecting with one's angels and guides. I also am a Reiki master and teacher, and I am a certified hypnotherapist. I do past life regression, and I teach a lot of classes, do a lot of meditation types of events, and also doing life coaching and mentoring. So thank you, Kathy. And oh, yes, my website is colleenlemma.com, and you can reach me and through email at Sacred Soul Empowerment. Uh, what am I thinking of? Colleen at sacredsoulempowerment.com. We'll get it. All right. Back to you, Kathy.
So we missed the new beginning, which makes me so sad that we missed January. It's very unfortunate that I was down for several weeks with a flu, cold, who knows, thing. Really, to be honest, I was transitioning to shifting, releasing old energy, old thoughts, old feelings, and becoming more clear and more open. That's a lot of what Colleen and I have talked about before we even got on today. So it's a great place to be, although going through it is not so great. But because I'm not a good one for just sitting home and doing nothing and not doing what I love to do. So I'm fully out back working. Literally just last week was when I was able to come back and start working Friday of last week. So yeah, you probably don't even know what date we're recording this. But yeah, anyway, so we're excited to be here. Happy New Year. We are in just such an exciting time. Like, I am so excited about 2026. I can't even tell you how much. Even the whole time I was sick, I was still excited by 2026 because I knew that what was happening for whatever reason beyond my knowledge, but I knew it was going to shift and change and move me to a much better place and a much better trajectory of my life and where I'm going. And I was telling Colleen, sharing with Colleen, that I am so clear, like the information that's coming, the new exciting classes that are coming, workshops that are coming, avenues that I can help people to go where they need to go. It's amazing. But I will tell you, because some of what we wanted to talk about today is not just the fact that we missed January for recording. And actually, I'm going to put a pin in it for right there so I can have Colleen, because I'm like it's all just going to keep coming if I don't like pay attention here.
Well, what popped into my mind, just to, kind of give you a little addendum to what you were talking about, is, we're still in the snake energy as of the recording of this, February 2nd, 2026. But it dawns on me, you talk about being sick for several weeks, going through some sort of a, releasing, purging, processing. And I think about, well, the year of the snake, you worked, and as many of us did, worked so hard in whatever line of, work we're all in, that you work so hard for other people, to connect with other people, to assist and support other people. And I feel like you needed to kind of catch up with this death, rebirth, transmuting of energies from the snake. And I just feel like, really, it's a good time. The very end of one year and the very beginning of another. It's wintertime here in the Northern Hemisphere. It's a quiet time, typically, energetically speaking. So, the universe just kind of stepped in and said, okay, Kathy's purging is now, you know,
Right.
before we get to the fire horse, which, starts on February 17th. So not too far away now, and now you're pretty much fully recovered and ready to get on top of that steer and gallop away.
Oh,
So
absolutely. I'm so ready. I'm so ready. I'm so excited about the fire horse. I cannot even wait about the fire horse. I'm so excited. So, sorry, I still have little coughs. So, just forewarning. So I want to take a minute and explain because a lot of people don't understand what the fire horse is. Like, what is it bringing? You talked about the snake, the shedding and releasing. So, clarity for me for because again, Colleen is an astrologist and an intuitive. So she has the best of both worlds, is what I always say. She has the book knowledge and she has the intuitive knowledge. I'm just strictly intuitive knowledge. I go where everybody wants to guide me, basically, excuse me. So the year of the snake for me is all about like the path evolving. Like as the snake went through last year, we could start to see the path, but we didn't really know where it was going. Like we really didn't understand. We knew there was a path and we were on a path, but we're still not like, where's it going? What's happening? What are we doing? The horse is going to come in, the fire horse is going to come in. And to me, it's all about now we can see where we're going. And last year we could choose to sit, to wait, to stay, to go. Like we had, I don't want to make it sound like we have no choices. We have choices. But with the fire horse coming in, the horse is about freedom for me. And the fire is about burning it away, like releasing everything. So it's almost like whatever the snake took off of you or helped you to release, the fire horse is going to come in and let's start a bonfire. Let's get some marshmallows and have a little cookout. Like it's going to burn it all away. So it's gone. So a lot of things that are happening right now that I was telling Colleen, when I woke up last Wednesday, she already gave you the date. So now you know what date we're on. Smart. Um, um, I literally felt like, oh my gosh, the fire horse energy is already starting. Like it just felt like it was already here. And the stories that I have heard from clients and friends and even my own family, things that are happening at their workplace, things that are happening with their friends, it is crazy amazing. Like crazy because it's not anything any of us would ever think of, but yet, oh, like there's this like, ooh, what's really happening there? Like I am such a detective. I'm like such a detective when it comes to that. I'm like, oh, let's see if we can try to figure this out. Like, yeah, I'm just always that person. But let me tell you, there's no figuring out right now. Like we
no,
can do
these,
our best ability and say, well, yeah, we know you're shifting. We know the basics grounded stuff, right, Colleen?
yeah.
But to get into detail and know exactly where things are going and what is happening.
Yeah, see the energy of the year 2026, the energy of the fire horse coming in, the energy of the astrological, stuff that's going on. It is really it's about the new path and it's about the new beginning, but it's about the unknown. Like you said, it's the unknown path forward. I don't know that the fire horse is going to give us the total clarity that we need because, thinking about 2026 as a one universal year, to
Right.
me, I always reference a woman giving birth, right? She's giving birth, and this is a year where we're giving birth, but we don't know how long it's going to take. We don't know what the process is going to be. We don't know what we're going to go through before the birth actually happens. And, astrologically speaking, when you say all these things are happening with your family, your friends, your clients, and some of those things are things that no one could dream up. Like really, that's happening? How is that happening? And this is partly, the Neptune energy. Planet Neptune is like about illusion and confusion, and it rules the intangible and the unseen. And it just made a major shift from one sign that it's been in for 14 years to Aries, the very first sign of the zodiac, the sign of new beginnings. But Neptune is like, oh, yeah, we're going to hand you some new beginnings, but you're not going to see clearly what that is. You might not know for quite a while what that is. And so you just have to get on top that fire horse with that passion, that energy, that forward movement, and just kind of like let go of the reins a little bit and let the fire horse take you where it's going to take you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Holding on too tight to anything right now is not going to work for anything. It's not. And trying to like supersede, think, don't even bother. Don't try to figure it out. Don't try to say, well, maybe it's happening because of blah, 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 blah. Like we know the bottom line. It's happening because it needs to happen and it needs to move you. As far as where you're going, who knows? But it is a time for you to start to assess where do I want to, right? It's a time to think here. Like what excites me? Like what really excites me? Like even with what we do, I know you must be thinking about like, okay, so what really excites me? I feel like you and I just had that conversation before, either
Right.
the beginning of January or before that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, about like what that we do, what is the part that we really enjoy doing and what would we like to do more of?
Exactly.
And that's a lot of what you have to find within yourself. If you're in a job for 19 years and I I know somebody who is been at this job for 19 years, hoping to retire, which okay, likes the job, likes where she is, hoping to retire, but they're like in their 30s. Like maybe I think late 30s. That's a long time before
So
you
they have a
retire.
long way to go.
I'm thinking, are you sure you want to be there that long? It's
Right.
things like that. Like, I've heard so many times throughout my life, well, I've only got 5 more years till I get the golden handshake. I've only got 2 more years. I've only got 1 more year. What if you're not here? Like, what if something happens? I mean, I'm not trying to manifest that for anybody out there, but what if you're not here?
Yeah. The question is,
This
are
is
you living in your authenticity? Are you living your truth?
right. This is one of the things that I continually think for myself because I've died already once. Well, once that I know of, let's put it that way. And was in a coma. So I think to myself, at the end of if it truly is my last breath here, I don't want to think to myself like, oh, I wish I would have done that. Oh, I wish I had time to do that. I wish I could have talked to that person before I left. I don't want to leave like that. I don't want the shoulda, woulda, coulda. Shoulda, woulda, couldas. I
Right.
want to be able to know like I did it all. I did everything I wanted to do, and it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what we need to start thinking now. Now's a great time to. I can remember when I first came on this path. I haven't thought of this in years. I went to do one because I was doing all these classes because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know where I wanted to be. I'm trying to think. I may have just started to learn the tarot when I went to this class, but it was interesting. Like, oh, this is interesting. I don't know what this is, but we'll go do this. In this class, I don't even remember what the class was, but I remember one of the things we had to do in the class was write our obituary.
Oh my gosh.
I could not, I had no clue what I wanted people to say about me, what I wanted that to look like after I was gone. Like it was the hardest thing. I never did it. I've never done it until now, but
Wow.
I've thought about it a lot. So now is the time. Start thinking about like if today is I trust me, I've had a few people recently that I'm so surprised. I mean, look at Catherine O'Hare that just passed away.
Yes.
Like that was
Sad.
so sad to me. Like so I felt like she had so much more time, that kind of thing. But I also know people close to me, young people close to me that have passed, like just like fluke. So if it is going to be that, what do you want to be doing? If you're happy in your life and you pass, to me, that's like the best thing you can do. I would feel sorry for the person I was with at the time, but I always joke and say, when I pass, I'm going to be doing a reading for somebody. I'm going to finish the reading. They're going to get up and leave, and I'm just going to be like, Like,
Exactly.
there would bring me
Gosh.
no better joy than to pass away doing what I love to do, right?
Right.
I
And
mean,
this
I
is,
would want to pass after they leave.
yeah.
It would be horrible if you pass when they were there.
Oh, yes, it would.
They'll be like, oh my gosh, my reading was so bad. It made her pass away. Yeah, no. It would leave
Oh,
like way too much guilt.
God.
But again,
Little dark humor. Sorry,
yeah,
guys.
sorry. I think it's
But
funny. I
but
mean,
this
I
is
just think it's funny for me.
but but this is
Um,
the thing. It's like again, we're in a time of new beginnings. So, last year, 2025, we were clearing a cycle. We were clearing out old stories, clearing out old karma, just so that we could enter this year of new beginnings to realign with our truth and do what's, again, in alignment with a more authenticity, with our most authentic being.
right.
And I think that, a little heads up here, February 17th, when the fire horse comes roaring in, we also are going to have a big solar eclipse. This is going to be like a new moon, solar eclipse. New moons are new beginnings. Eclipse means it's magnified energetically. And this is going to be in the sign of Aquarius, which is about beating to the beat of your own drum and
Yep.
being your own authentic person, being the rebel of your life. And I'm going to say this is that if you're not in alignment with your truth in whatever relationship, career, your job, whatever in friendships, these eclipses shake things up
Mhm.
and then realigns you. And so, those people out there that are saying, "Oh, I only got 5 more years till, this and I can retire with the golden handshake," as you said, or 3 more years or 1 more year or whatever it is, or I'm going to wait. I have this friend that really wants to remove herself from a not so great partnership. But she's like, "Oh, I want to wait till the kids are out of school." Well, it might not happen that way. So
They
just
already
be
know.
prepared.
They already know before we even know.
Absolutely.
Because kids are smart.
Yeah. So just be
Sometimes
prepared to
smarter
be
than we are.
realigned. Yeah.
Sometimes smarter than we are. But yeah. But and it is true. It's literally about, like finding your passion, like finding what really gets you to sing in some ways. Not literally, but if you like singing, literally. It's about, finally taking a risk. This is not a thinking year. This is, like if you want to become a rock star and it's really your passion, it's not that you want to be so tunnel visioned as to where you're going to go, but when I mean, I used to do music, so I used to sing professionally. So when it was done, it was done. I loved it. I still love it. I still sing in my house. I sing all the time. I sing on here. Because funny, when you were talking about Aquarius, I'm like, this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Anyway, we're not gonna keep going. But I do little snippets like that. But I mean, I love it. But again, I was meant to come and still continue to use my voice, just use my voice in a different way. So, allowing that space for yourself, like focus more on where you're going instead of what you're losing. And we know that's always we've always, we're supposed to do that. But now it's even more important.
It's
So if you're
really an
looking for
action
abundance,
year.
um,
It's an action year, I
if you're
think.
looking for creating more finance in your life, because that's usually when people talk about abundance, that's usually what they think of is money. Um, the energy of money is just so negative. But again, we need it because our universe is based on that. So that's the reality of it. But think about opening space to how I could create more. That would bring me joy, not like I'm going to get a part-time job at McDonald's, which I'm going to hate, which I'm going, because I actually just heard somebody say this conversation. And I'm like, well, no, you've got it all figured out already, so why even bother? Like you already figured it all out. So why are you doing that? And those are the things to ask yourself. It's like, if I need to make money, here's what I'm good at. Here's what I enjoy doing. I have somebody
Yeah.
who just started teaching English. So how to speak English. Probably should be clearer. How to speak English. I'm like, brilliant. She loves it,
Yeah. How
right?
many people on social media are just, they started out a channel doing what they love to do, whether it's cooking or gardening or making herbal teas or something like that. And, and then they become very well known, and very successful.
Exactly. We are also in a time of everything can happen. If it is right and aligned, told you that word was going to come in eventually. Aligned, because aligned is the word for the year. It's coming in alignment with vibration, coming in alignment with your true self, coming in alignment with everything, aligning with the energy of the universe. Differently than what just came in my head. So I'm just going to say that. Aligning with the universe in the way that it is. So you're aligning with the energy of the universe, the trees, the basis, going beyond the facade that's being put out there, the smoke screen that keeps being thrown at us, like we're having a mud pie challenge, yeah. It's literally finding your truth and staying in your truth. And it's a lot of what we need to. It's funny, we talked about a strength card that came up today, which is this card here. I'll show you. Colleen and I had talked about it before we got on today. And I said strength is a different thing. It's not that we don't always need to be strong within ourselves, but I feel like strength that we need right now is to have faith, whatever that means to you, but have faith that everything will be okay. Everything is beyond our awareness. Everything is going to align and become so clear eventually. And you'll be so grateful that you allowed yourself to stay calm and serene and peaceful. That's why it's great to continue to move yourself forward in. There must be an animal outside the window next because I keep hearing it's kind of funny. A little distraction there. Um it's about staying strong in the faith, whatever your faith is, and trusting and believing that this crazy stuff is happening. I'm going to be so much better. Like when I was sick for 2 weeks, I'm going to be so much better. I'm going to be cleansed and cleared and ready to go by the time this gets done. And that's exactly kind of how I feel. Like I'm ready to like be the fire horse, really. Colleen can tell you because she was met with all this energy when I first connected with her. It's also the part of not talking to somebody for 2 weeks, like not talking to a lot of people for 2 weeks. Um, but again, like I'm just so excited. Like I want to help people to mold their future. Like that's so important of where and how I can help right now. Helping you to make your dreams come a reality. You
And
know.
it is a magical manifestation time right now.
Oh,
It's like 2025 cleared all the gunk away from us so that we could sparkle, with our light bodies more brightly and
yes.
therefore really envision what it is that we want to create where it can manifest more quickly because there's not all that heavy stuff like weighing on us anymore.
Right. Yeah, I keep thinking of the persona of a fire horse or a horse in general. I love to when you're driving down the road, usually not in the wintertime, but when you're driving down the road and you see a horse in the field just running.
Yeah.
Like I keep that vision for me. It's so freeing. Like they always look so happy and free and
Yeah.
just amazing.
Wild and free and passionate and full of vital energy. That's what we all want, right?
So what are some of the things? Let's see what are some of the things we can suggest that they could start by doing for themselves to help them to start to begin to clear or plan, to get to
Okay.
clarity or plan.
Okay. You're up. Go ahead.
All right, you start first. Um, so one of the things I'm not a writer. I'll be honest. It's not usually my thing that I do, but I actually did start what I call like a tick list for myself. So it gets it out of here. Like start thinking about like what are all the things that I would like to have in my life. And it could be you could think generally, meaning like I'd like a new home, I'd like this, I'd like that. Or you can think personally, like for work. You might pinpoint just one thing.
Mhm.
Whatever's easiest for you is where you start. That's the biggest thing I'll say. If your mind is swirling, 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 like, oh, I really should get my resume done. Oh, I really should do this. Oh, I should. Stop shooting on yourself, first of all, and start because the fire horse is not about that. The fire horse is like, it comes in your head, you do it. Like, I always joke and say, Nike's tagline would be really good right now. Just do it.
Absolutely. I was
Like, it
thinking of
literally
that
needs to go from
earlier.
here to movement.
Yep.
If it
Yep.
goes from here and you're still sitting there, Doesn't mean there's not movement. It means either you're still procrastinating and you need to work on that,
Hmm.
or it might not be divine timing yet. So if you map it out just by writing down all the ideas that are in your head, and then I always say to people, just leave it for right now. If you get more, write them down because it gets it out of here.
Yeah.
Because some people that I know you get I do too. If I think too much, it starts swirling and then I don't know what to do and now I'm exhausted. So nothing
Hmm.
gets done.
Right.
So the best thing is just to move when it comes into your head, move the best you can. It's not a perfect thing to do. It's not perfection. There's no such thing as perfection. Um,
I have
but you'll
something to share
start to
about
notice
writing.
that it will move for you.
So, what you were talking about writing, it made me think of something that I've been doing since the very first of the year. And again, I'm not big on journaling and writing so much either, but I got a special journal just for this. And it was like a pretty pink color because I'm a Libra and Libra's like pink. This is kind of pinky, but not quite. And I got a purple pen to go with it. And what I've been writing out, we mentioned earlier about this being a manifestation year, a great time to, the cosmic energies are very supportive with manifestation right now, magical manifestation. So in my journal, I was trying to gonna do it every day, but sometimes I miss a day or two. But I'm writing down the good things that have been occurring. Like, oh, on this day, I had this person that asked me to be a part of this. And on this day, I had a special huge donation come in from a client. And on this day, and so this is helping to shift the perspective. It's like rather than forgetting all the good that is happening all around you on a daily basis because sometimes our minds want to get caught up on the negative
Oh
or the
yeah.
challenging, right? Instead of saying, oh my gosh, I feel so blessed that this or this or this happened. I'm writing down all the blessings that have been happening, all the things that I'm grateful for, all the things that seem magical, and keeping that in my special journal so that I can go back and say, "Oh my God, look at all this great stuff that's been happening," and help to shift my own perspective when I am having maybe a down day or a challenging time with something. I can say, no, no, this is we got to shift into this glass half full mentality and look at all these wonderful things that have happened since the beginning of the year. So that's one of the things that came to my mind.
Right. Yeah, I love that. But both of these things will start to somewhat move you into a more positive state of mind because
Hmm.
we get so bogged down, especially if you're in a situation that you're not caring for, like a job that you just seem to feel stuck there. It's going to drain on you. That the journal that you have would be perfect for that time because it'll let you know. And I can remember when I used to do a gratitude journal, which is pretty much kind of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I can remember some days just going, well, I was able to breathe today. Like I woke up breathing today. Like there are days that you just, are kind of grasping at straws as to what you were grateful for that day. I was
Right.
also working a job that I didn't care for and was trying to get out of. But the other thing too is shift your perception because one of the things that helps me when I pick up on the fact that I'm like, oh, why does this always happen? Like, why is this always the situation? I go back to that job and I was trying so hard to get out and I couldn't get out. Like, I couldn't find the job to go to because I had two young babies and just couldn't just not at work. I was already doing readings, but didn't think, like most people out there, didn't think it was going to be enough money to live on. It was fun because I was like, well, it's fun and I like doing it. So I was looking, looking, looking for another job. When I finally one day Spirit gave to me, stop thinking about getting out and start looking at why am I still here? And it was funny because I can remember going to work that day. I remember it so clearly. Going to work that day and just looking at everybody and going, "Oh my gosh, I know why I'm here. I know why I'm here." And then the one woman that I was friends with came in for her shift and I went, "That's one of the reasons I'm still here." Was our connection and how close we got.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't Like she was going through some personal stuff. So it was almost like I needed to kind of be there with her, not just to help her, but for me to learn also. And
Right.
that job taught me how to protect myself, taught me how to stand up for myself. Like it was teaching me things that I didn't walk in there with.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I always say to myself, okay, this is a challenging situation. Why am I still here? Like I always tend to look and see. So if you're at a job that you've had 50,000 resumes out, you've gone and interviewed for a couple of jobs and you just aren't seeming to align in with the correct avenue for you, start asking your guides to guide you to clarity as to why you're still there.
Mm-hmm.
And you might just
Absolutely.
zoom in on one person,
Yeah. Or the
and you
whole
still can't, and you might not still be able to figure it out. You might be like, I can't figure out why I'm still here. I know I keep seeing this person, but I can't figure out why I'm still here.
Yeah, more
Well,
more than likely, I think there's not that there's not a chance that it has something to do with other people that you might be working with or another person, but I think when you're in a situation like that, a job that you're not comfortable continuing to be in, I think that it's more about again, the mindset or the tools. Like you said, I'm learning how to stand up for myself. That's like a tool that you were learning in that challenging situation. So I think more often than not, it's things like that, when we're in a circumstance and situation,
yeah,
such as a job or
absolutely.
career.
Somebody taught me how to utilize the violet flame
Oh,
while I was
nice.
there. So I was
Okay.
still learning. Like I was still learning things that helped me on this path,
Mm-hmm.
So there's always a reason.
So I have something else because the original question you had mentioned not too long ago was how can we give people out there that are watching this some tools as they're moving forward in this year of new beginnings? So because it's a year of new beginnings, because we're in a new birthing cycle and it's about fresh starts. How about if it's sort of like having a bucket list, sort of? It's like you have these things that maybe you've never done, but you always thought, oh, I'd like to do that. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I have enough confidence to do that, but I'd like to do that. So maybe gently challenging people out there, since this is a time of fresh starts and new beginnings, to do some of those things. You don't have to be wild and crazy and jump out of an airplane, even if that's on your list, but maybe start doing some of the other things like, oh, I've never gone to this kind of a social event. I'm feeling a little insecure about it, but maybe it's time to do that because as you're starting to open the door to these new opportunities or new experiences, that's going to open the door even bigger and larger and further to some of the other things that you maybe need to realign your energy with.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And even just simple things like if you've never manifested on a new moon, that also helps to get you to go forward. It helps to bring the energy of going forward. You can Google it. It's not that hard. You can create your own way of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no right or wrong, really.
Right, right.
The 17th is going to be very powerful, so put it in your calendars. That's one of the things I would say. Put it in
Absolutely.
your
I can't
calendar.
wait. In fact, this whole month is actually full of some powerful things. I mean, we've got we already had one big planetary shift at the end of January. We've got another big planetary shift right before that eclipse and the fire horse comes in. We've got something else. Actually, the something else that's occurring is probably once people start to watch this, once we publish it, it's going to be happening. And it's about Uranus, the planet of change, redirection, and expecting the unexpected, and liberation and freedom is shifting directions. And when that happens, usually things get magnified. So we're already at the beginning of this month, things are starting to shake up, rock and roll, and change and redirect. And it's just going to
Yeah,
be like a continuance of different cosmic happenings that's going to continue to shift our reality. So this is
absolutely.
a
Absolutely.
happening
It's
month.
exciting. It's an exciting time, and that's the biggest thing is just remember it's an exciting time. Like there's endless possibilities. There's always been endless possibilities, but now you've got this amped up energy that's going to just kind of help a lot with all of that. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. So, with all of that being said, you know, give us a shout out. Give us a shout out. Let us know what you're doing. If you've got some suggestions that have worked for you, please share. We're not the only two in the universe. We're not the only two humans in the universe. Everybody has their way of doing things and helping to lighten their emotional state. You might have a margarita night with the girls. I'd be all over that right now, seeing as I was sick for 2 weeks. Not that I drink a lot, but yeah. But even just getting together with my girlfriends. The 17th, we've already planned a party, which is interesting.
Oh,
Because I'm
great.
like, well, because the 17th and the 19th, February 17th and the 19th, you've got the Chinese New Year.
Yep.
You've got, is it Ramadan, I believe? And please forgive me if that's not correct. We have the new moon. We have the fire horse coming in. So you have so many things happening in just that small block of time.
You might as well continue the party through February 20th, 21st, and 22nd because there's some good energies on that particular weekend that is supporting some magical manifestation of your new vision, whatever that
Nice.
vision might be.
So maybe get together on the 17th or 18th or 19th and have a little party with the gals, with the gal pals or gals and guys. Guys are never unincluded in my parties. But again, what we decided to do is everyone has to bring a dish, whether it's a drink or a dish, and liquor, optional is what I say, but keep it. I don't want anybody driving home. I don't want to be responsible for that. But anyway, so we all have to bring a dish to one of those that kind of mimics what, like my daughter wants to do moon cakes for the Chinese New Year.
Oh,
That's
cool.
what she's hoping. Another friend of mine. Oh, and another friend of mine wants to do. And Mardi Gras. That was the other thing I forgot. She's doing a king cake, which is a Mardi Gras
Okay.
thing. Um, yeah, and that's so we're doing that, and then we're also doing like one of us is going like I'm going to be doing a guided meditation. Somebody else is bringing bay leaves, and we're going to like manifest, right on the bay leaf and burn it, to manifest.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's going to bring her. She's really good at the pendulum readings. She's really good with her pendulum, so
Okay.
I'm just going to say that. A newbie. So again, these are just fun things that we're doing. Like, like
That
not only
sounds
are we bringing
great.
food, but we're actually going to be like learning. Another girl wants to do spell jars with us to create spell jars. It's just so fun, right?
That
Just so
sounds
fun.
fun. That sounds fun.
And it's a way to kind of honor everything that's going on, honor yourself, have fun, manifest. Can't beat that. So there's an idea for
Yeah.
you to have a little bit of fun.
Sounds great.
Yeah. And if you were closer,
I
oh,
know. I'll just, hop on my horse and I'll come galloping up there.
there you go. You'll be there in theory. You'll be there in energy,
I
is what I'll
will be
say.
there in spirit. I will.
Anyway, so that concludes our podcast for today. If you please shout out and let us know what you're doing. Let us know what you ended up doing. You can even let us know after the fact if you get together and you have some fun. Give other suggestions to everybody else out there. If there's anything you'd like us to discuss or anything that we discussed today that you'd like us to evolve and go a little deeper with, please let us know. If there's any topics you'd like to hear us talk about, let us know. Um, there are certain topics we will not talk about, which is government. So I'll just put that right on out there just in case, because it's getting a little interesting in that perspective. But yeah.
And
So
what's
yeah,
the email that they can email us at?
you would email us at empoweredvoices@gmail.com. Or
Okay.
you can email us at our individual. This is going to be going on Facebook on my pages. I believe you put it on yours also.
I try to share it, yes.
Okay. We also have our Empowered Voices YouTube page. That's the key place that you really could see, and you can always like shout out through that if you want to. If it's a
Absolutely.
private tech email that you want to send, you can either private message us on Facebook, or you can come into our emails, which mine is cat spelled with a K, @gmail.com. Colleen's is
Colleen at sacredsoulempowerment.com.
absolutely. So if there's any questions you have, you can reach out to us anyway. We are always here. Even if we're sick for 2 weeks, we're still here.
Eventually, we'll be here.
Very true.
And
All right.
hopefully we won't miss another month. So thank you everybody for your
Absolutely.
patience.
Absolutely. We will see you again soon enough, probably next month. And then we can share how things turned out for us and we'll have a new topic of discussion. So take care,
Absolutely.
everybody. Be well. Until next time. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.